Serving police constable has tonight been charged with the kidnap and murder of Sarah Everard. Wayne Cousins, aged 48, has been remanded in custody and will appear at Westminster Magistrates Court tomorrow morning. Sarah's family, of course, have been informed of this development and remain supported by specialist officers. I would like at this stage to pay tribute to Sarah's family for their fortitude and forbearance through what can only have been the most intensely difficult few days. Our thoughts remain with them as this matter progresses.
Women know abduction and murder is just the worst end of a spectrum of everyday male threat to women.
Killed women are not vanishingly rare. Killed women are common.
Move back! Move back!
Activism is a way for people to be heard. It allows those who feel like they don't have a voice the chance to fight for what they believe in. Activism doesn't just mean going to protests. In fact, everyone can be an activist. As a young person of colour, activism has allowed me the access to places, things and opportunities that I wouldn't have had in the past. We all know that the world needs to change, and that can't be achieved without activism. Don't let your voice be silenced. Fight for what's right, and together we can change the world.
I'm not an object, I have a voice and something to say.
I just want to go to work without worrying about getting assaulted.
I'm not less worthy just because I wear less clothes when I dance.
Behind the photo is a human being, not just a punchline of a joke.
disappointed, disgusted. Not all men ringing in my ears. I sense something's off, but I placate myself. Don't overthink it, Uma. It's just a job. He's just being friendly. A friendly laugh, a friendly smile, a friendly compliment, a friendly joke, a friendly hand, a friendly touch. Disappointed, but not surprised. On the walk home, I feel disgust. My whole day is ruined. No, my whole week. And I didn't even get paid. Disappointed, but not surprised. This is what I get for not trusting my gut, for trying to placate myself. But I didn't want to be unfriendly.
Fear is the familiarity.
Labels. We all get given labels. Some given to us affect us more than others. It's not what we are labelled by, but how we act upon given the label. Even I am affected by labels in one way or another.
You try to ignore what people say, but subconsciously it manifests, and now it's that little voice in the back of your head.
ground, they say. Labels that best reflect my colour but not my personality, hey. I have to struggle every day to just get pushed aside and told it's okay. But it's not. I guess time hasn't changed. We're stuck in the same time, period. I'm telling you, it's not fine, period. I'm not what you tell me I am. I am me. And that's more than enough for me, myself, and I. We are not that different. You and I.
Fight the good fight of faith. Fight the good fight of faith. Fight the good fight of faith. Now you're fighting with yourself and you're arguing with the little voice in your head because the labels that people given you aren't always true, and you're trying your best to prove that.
Being labelled and being stereotyped can feel like you're being chained down.
And breaking free may seem like the hardest challenge. But remember, when you're at your loneliest
And you feel like no one understands, there's always someone somewhere.
Feeling the same way, fighting a similar battle, trying to break free just like you.
So we know that things need to change.
One of the things that I regret about is not standing up for racism and not being an activist, especially targeting Black young people. You know, I suppose my parents' generation is to stay out, then they won't bother you. But I suppose that I should have fought more. Why is it that, when you're Black, you're trying to express your opinion, everybody says you've got an attitude problem. When you talk the way you talk, when you try to be yourself, they say, oh, you're shouting.
Our generation has to be seen to be more on top of things. We have to be seen to be more intelligent.
As the world ages, we know things need to change. Change.
When you were younger, was climate change as big as a deal as it is now?
We knew about the ozone. There was a hole in the ozone layer. They did tell us about that. And we thought that was more to do with pollution, like third world countries polluting the world rather than ourselves. The blame was always pushed onto people,
China.
places that were still very industrial and not very well organised. To say that we thought less of them than ourselves. We thought we were better than them, but we probably weren't. Yeah.
Do you ever look at what we face today and feel regrets that your generation didn't do enough in the past?
We could have done better for the environment back then than we did now. We could have helped improve the environment today if we helped the environment before. At that time, when I was at that age, I think the law was very... Malaysia is actually quite stable, but the law in Malaysia is very strict. If you are caught in a protest, or if you are participant in a protest, you may go to prison for that. So, and the daughter of a military man, that could never happen.
Have you noticed a change in how women have been treated now as compared to when you were growing up?
That's a big yes. I think there's still a long way to go for equality, for women's equality, equal rights, equal pay. But women were then expected to be in the home. They were like, the men were the breadwinners, and the women were expected to raise the children and have the dinner on the table when the men got in. So yes, as a professional woman myself, there is no way years ago that I would have had my job as a consultant, because it just wasn't considered.
Could you wear the type of clothes I wear now back then?
No. Definitely not. No, it would be seen as being quite sexual.
Hi. So what activism means to me is being able to live the life that I have now. My mum travelled from a war-torn country to the UK and so provided a better way of life for me and my siblings. So it's these acts of change and protest, no matter how big or small, that create a better tomorrow. The simple step of acting is what really creates any sort of change and difference.
To me, activism is one of the most important things we can do as people, as there are so many issues prominent today and have been for many years previous, such as racism, homophobia, transphobia, abuse, harassment, and so many more. Because of activists in the past, I am able to stand here today and say that I'm a proud transgender man. And for it to be on a digital platform, I think is one of the most important things, especially in this era, as it is a digital era. Like, kids are stuck to their phones, tablets, laptops, etc. So for us to make it on a digital platform means that our legacies will live on, and hopefully future generations can achieve the kind of peace that we strive for today.
We believe lockdown has inspired new dance trends. New dances and all of these new things that everybody's doing has been heavily inspired by things like TikTok and Instagram and your Facebooks and your Twitters and everything that we've been using day to day as our screen times have been raising up throughout this lockdown.
With regards to if I think social dance, will it ever go back to how it was? I think it's never going to be the same because we were less connected in those days, so it was more about going to the clubs and seeing each other, and that was where we got our vibes, and that still happens now, but because it's passed around so much more easily, you know, you can just go and look up. If you want to learn a certain step, you can go and look it up online.
In terms of classes, events, competitions, and everything in the dancing going back to normal, I feel like it will go back to normal gradually. More countries can compete in international competitions. I believe it's been a blessing in disguise.
To me, it kind of goes round in circles. In the 60s, it was called the Sarah Walk. Some people called it the Shuffle. The B-boys called it the Charlie Rock. Then we had Cutting Shapes, the same kind of dance move.
Most popular social dance at the moment, you can never put a pin on it because it always changes. 1 minute there's one dance on TikTok that everybody's doing, another minute there's something on Instagram that everybody's doing, because we are consistently evolving, whether that's a party dance that everybody can do or one of your favorite artists has come up with a move to their song.
Differences to social dances from then, back in the days, to the present day. I still think it's more or less the same. I think people they respond to the words of the music or what the song's about. In a way, is very similar.
Evolution has definitely happened. I feel like on the creative side, we've definitely become more evolved with technology, cameras, trial and error, R&D, and we've definitely done back in the days proud.
Being a dancer in lockdown or online, learn about teams. that was one thing. I learned a lot about technical side of things, which I'm not very good at, so I did learn a lot of that, and that was nice to have that as a skill to add to what I do.
During this pandemic as a dancer, I felt very restricted. But soon enough, through training at home and doing anything that's possible, I slowly learned that you now have to adapt to anything possible. You don't have to be in a studio.
Yo, what's good, bro? What, you got an issue?
Nah, I ain't about
Got
that.
an issue? Why you barging into my phone? Huh?
Nah, I ain't about that, bro.
Activism to me is a sense of community in that it spans many different age groups from people of many different backgrounds, and they all come together to contribute to society by trying to better it by bringing issues to light. And it has worked in the past and has helped society grow, especially for my generation, and I think our generation will also help further that societal change. And I think anyone can be an activist as long as you stand true to what you believe in.
What does addiction mean to you? So after all these experiences, what does addiction now mean to you?
So
Cheers!
Bad bitches only.
Bad bitches only.
Bitches. All of you, you're not bad bitches, you're just...
Just think about it right now. Everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life.
Dealing with my dad growing up when he was like always drinking, he used to lie to us a lot as well to like cover up the fact that he was doing it. I remember when I was little, going out into the garden with my sister, and we used to find like empty bottles at the back, like the bottom of the garden, where my dad had like tried to hide them from my mum.
It's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. You're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Addiction, it's when you can't live without something. So you need it in your life in some way or another. It can be a person, can be a drug, can be anything else. You just can't imagine, or like you can't actually live without it.
As I've grown up, I've kind of realised how horrible of a disease it is. And although I haven't fully forgiven my dad for all the things that he's done, like it's made me realise that a lot of the stuff he did, it was out of his control in ways, you know, when you see people who are addicted as these horrible monsters who just do everything wrong, it's hard to actually understand the disease. But the more I've grown up, the more I've learned to forgive him.
I feel like I am personally addicted to something, and I feel that that something, not always, but in certain situations can really help me. I saw it as just like a really negative thing all around, whereas growing up and like having experiences and like trying stuff, not under the influence of my parents anymore, for example, helped me look at addiction from a different point of view.
It's affected a lot of relationships I've had because the big male figure would like lie to me, as I said, steal from me, like lots of bad experiences. One of the biggest effects I probably had though was not feeling safe.
It consumes a lot of time that I could be using and like do stuff in my life actually, and like create something for myself, and I feel like addiction takes that away from me a little bit. My point of view has changed because I tried something for myself.
Okay.
So I don't see it as a completely negative thing right now.
What would you say to someone who might be watching this who is struggling with addiction?
If you feel like you're in a dangerous situation, seek help, because there's a lot of people wanting to help you, always. And if you feel like you're okay and you can do it by yourself, then you can just do it by yourself.
When you open a door, do you enter or do you exit? What does it mean to enter? You come or you go, simple as that. Then what does it mean to exit?
1 and a 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8.
Exiting is an act of leaving or departing.
Departing? You mean to enter? Oh, wait. To exit.
When we make an entry, we make an appearance. But is this appearance in our enter or our exit?
To exit? What defines the meaning of entering or exiting?
What does it mean to enter? Then what does it mean to exit? Exiting is an act of leaving or departing. Departing? You mean to enter? Oh, wait. To exit.
Says who? What does it mean to exit?
When we make an entry, we make an appearance.
You mean to enter? Oh wait, to exit. To exit?
What defines the meaning of entering or exiting? When we make an entry, we make an appearance. But is this appearance in our enter or our exit? Beyond the windows we peer out of.
Oh, okay, right, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2.
Beyond the windows we peer out of. We peer out of. Outside is the exit, right? So that makes inside the entry. Says who?
Says who?
Says who?
Hey, how have you been? Hey. Been so long. Hey. Hey. It's been so long.
Beyond the windows we peer out of.